to the
Catacomb
podcast.
created by a madman's distorted desires.
What do you think will be the next obstacle the Earth people will put in our way? The saucers are up there, and the cemetery's out there.
Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away, yeah. Yeah, come on, Cleveland, yeah. Give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away, yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Catacomb Cult Podcast. I am your host, Javin Romero, your local mouth-breathing degenerate. And yeah, I'm coming off of last week's episode, where I got frustrated. I'm going to try not to be so sour on each episode anymore, you know what I mean? I'm going to try not to get frustrated from technical difficulties, because life is technically difficult. And, don't sweat the small stuffs, bro. Well, I hope everyone is doing swell this week. I'm a little overwhelmed with work. Not with workloads, but deadlines. Arbitrary deadlines are kind of like a pet peeve for me. But, sometimes you just can't turn them down. You know what I mean? Like when somebody has a deadline, they're like, yo, we need this deadline. I ask, like, why? Like, is this important? Like, is this a day? Is this a significant date you need this? You know what I mean? Like, I only ask that if it's a fucking super deadline. That them's the breaks. You know what I mean? Like people setting, deadlines that aren't really deadlines. And there are some real deadlines that are deadlines that I would like to have a little more notice. You know what I mean? Anyway, them's the breaks. That's what it is. So I'm a little overwhelmed with work. I should be doing it right now, but I decided I need to recharge and unload a little bit. You know what I mean? I need to not be sitting in my room staring at a screen nonstop. Instead, I'll stare into this giant light. But got the shades though, baby. Protect these baby blues. You know what I mean? But anyway, hope everybody's doing swell. I'll start off with a couple recommendations. How about that? Couple TV and film recommendations. What else? What else do I like? I like TV and film. I like music, but I don't know any new music, so I can't recommend any of that shit for you. So I'll start off with TV and film. What movies have I watched? I watched that Reminiscent movie with Hugh Jackman, I think it was. Shit, that was like a week ago. That was all right. It was all right. Oh, I watched Salvation. That's what I watched with Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen. You guys know him. He played Hannibal in the TV show, but he also played what was it called? Like Valhalla? Something like Valhalla. He's played a lot of creepy roles, man, and he's a bad motherfucker. And he was super dope. This was about like some Belgian cats coming to the American West. Yeah, I think they were Belgium. And they came to the American West like in the 1800s, 1860s or something like that. And they did like a settlement, you know what I mean? And then I don't want to give it away, but it's a revenge story and it's fucking brutal, like really brutal. And it was like, it's realistically brutal. Like, damn, that is probably how the West was. You know what I mean? Well, for sure it was like that, but just like the graphicness of the violence is pretty shocking. So be prepared for that. And then I've been watching Midnight Mass, and I binged all of it in like 3 days. There's only 7 episodes. I watched like 2 a night, maybe 3 on one night. And yeah, that show, Yo, I loved it, man. No spoilers at all. I don't want to spoil it at all. It's that Flanagan dude. Mike Flanagan, I think his name is. Pardon me if I'm getting that wrong, but he's the dude from who made Haunting of Hill House, and Bly Manor, which I was like, man, it was still entertaining and shot like beautifully and really dopely written. But that one was kind of I don't know, that one was a little more severe and just brooding. But Midnight Mass, and I know a lot of the critics, I watched some of the critic shit at the end, or I watched some of the critic reviews, and I couldn't agree less with them. No, everybody actually liked the show. But even my sister said this. She was like, this is how my sister sounds. The first couple episodes were slow. No, I'm joking. Sorry, Tosh. But she was like, and all the critics said that too. Like, it starts off slow, and I have to fucking say, bullshit. You guys don't appreciate proper, good filmmaking, because this isn't a spoiler, but it takes place on a very remote island town, a fisherman's town. Everybody fishes there. I think there's like 150 people population. You know what I mean? So their world, those first couple of episodes are world building. They're building a world. They're introducing you to this fucked up little town with the town drunk and the Muslim guy, and then it's no, I won't go any deeper than that. But it's world building, and it's fucking shot amazingly. There's all these weird, super long one take shots, which I'm a hella huge fan of that. Those one take shots are fucking incredible. Like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, one of the best, here, let's look it up. One of the best one take shots is from Children of Men. Let's watch that, shall we? Let's open up this OBS, please. No technical difficulties this time. I don't want to lose my shit. All right, so this is one of the greatest cinematography feats of all time, and this was in 2006. I'm sure there's hidden cuts and shit like that we don't see. I know, Birdman is all supposed to be one take. That was its crowning achievement. But this is like a predecessor of all that, and this is fucking badass. So let's take a look at it.
Hey, you're snoring.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. He always snored.
Where are we?
Canterbury. We're close.
Anyone know if there's a hotel around here?
What?
Julian promised me a little bit of action.
You still like it in the afternoon?
So what'd you do? Rob a train? Blow up a building?
Leave the girl alone. You told me he was suave. Wankers are drunk.
He's suave. Should have seen him in the old days when he was a real activist.
You were the activist. I just wanted to get laid.
One time, the police came to throw us out of our squat, and Theo invited them up for coffee to negotiate, only the coffee was spiked with ketamine.
No. You didn't, did you?
Oh, fuck off. You gotta be kidding.
You know how many people I've tried this
don't
with?
wanna know.
You'll be happy to know, out of the hundreds,
Hundreds?
you are still the only
I'm not doing it.
one. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
The
are.
car's moving
yes,
too
you
much.
Are. Mm-hmm. You are. Right?
Hilarious. No, wait. Okay.
Do it again! Julian, that's disgusting. Look out!
Jesus! Shit.
Go. We're gonna make it. Come on, we're gonna
I'm
make
not
it.
gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it.
Back up now!
All one take. Fuck. I forgot how good of a movie this is. Well, anyway, we're not gonna watch that whole thing because Jesus Christ. But damn, that's such a good movie. But yeah, it's like a 4-minute scene and it's all one take. And there's a few of them like that. I think when they're trying to escape the city too, like there's all kinds of one takes in it. And it's really fascinating how, you know, like how much work went into that shot, you know, how much choreography, how much it was choreographed and all that kind of shit, man. That shit really fascinates me. So yeah, there was a bunch of that kind of shit in Midnight Mass. And Tasha, my sister, and the critics, you guys need to start watching that kind of shit and appreciating it. And being like, oh, I'm getting introduced to this person's life in a very innovative and creative way. So yeah, Midnight Mass is badass. Watch that. The reason I think it's so badass is because they take a subject that's been, you know, I'm not going to say which subject it is, but they take a subject that has been used a million times, you know what I mean? In different iterations, and they do it pretty unique in this one, which is hard to do with this well-versed subject. You know what I mean? So give it a gander. I thought it was dope. Also, I watched The Green Knight by A24. And if you know me, I'm an A24 fanboy. I like most of their movies, if not all of them. I'm trying to think if there's one I didn't like. There might have been like some I liked. There's some I liked less, but the majority of time I like all their shit. So yeah. Anyway, Green Knight, A24. It's a fucking wild ride, man. I don't know. Like, I say I like all their shit, and I did like this one. It's fucking beautiful too, by the way. Like the color schemes, like the color grading and the cinematography, all that nerdy filmmaker shit was dope. And there is super dope scenes in it. I think I might have to let that one marinate for another couple weeks and then give it another shot. And then it might just become my favorite movie. No, but it was really good. And the acting was like, mwah, brava. You know what I mean? Yeah, Green Knight, check that one out. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for Dune. I rewatched the old David Lynch one from the 80s. You know, I love David Lynch. He's one of my faves. But, the Dune was good. It's good. It's funny, though. It's like, I don't know. And then I reread, I read the novel when I was a kid, but I reread the new graphic novel that came out, which is basically the book, but just in comic book form and shortened big time. And yeah, like they cut a lot of shit, really. But it was good. You got like the gists of it and stuff. So HBO Max is coming out with the new Dune this October, I think the 19th or something, and I am so fucking pumped for that. I'm excited as fuck. But yeah, the new Dune movie is directed by I never know how to say his name. Denis? Is he French or Spanish? Denis Villeneuve. Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve. Let me see how that shit sound pronounced. Oh, here's a video. How to say Denis Villeneuve. I think it might be French, like Villeneuve, or something like that. Denis Villeneuve. Let's hear it.
To pronounce the name of French-Canadian film director, writer, and producer. He is the 4-time recipient of the Canadian Screen Award for Best Direction. We are looking at how to pronounce with the typical French-Canadian or French pronunciation, Denis Villeneuve. Do not pronounce the S to Denis. It is silent in French. Do not say Denis, but rather Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve. So, yeah. Denis Villeneuve. I am French, too. But yeah, Denis Villeneuve. If you don't know him, he made he directed Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, Sicario, Prisoners, that's a slept on movie if you haven't seen that. Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal, that shit was hard. And a bunch of other movies, but come on, just those alone. Dude's got pedigree, yo. Dude's got pedigree. So I'm so excited for that shit. I'm so amped for that shit. Dune, Dune's a motherfucker of a story. And it's a trip story. Like, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into like Dune. Fear. No, I don't want to get... Fear is the mind killer. Fear is that little death. No, I don't want to get into it. Here's a fun little factoid. Little quick flat factoid. Let's just take a factoid break. Which is crazy to me. We have better maps of Mars than our own seafloor. That's wild. The last frontier might be aquatic. Fanta car? Fanta? Don't you want Fanta? No, but a Fanta car is a car that doesn't reflect light. The word zombie originates from dead men working in a cane field. These are factoids. This is the factoid corner. Script idea. Men in Black. The real Men in Black. If you don't know who the real Men in Black is, I suggest last podcast on the left. It's a crazy scene, man, the real Men in Black. An agent trying to blend in. Oh, yeah. This isn't a script idea. This is about the Men in Black. There was an agent who was trying to blend in. If you don't know the Men in Black, they're like these tall, super pale, fucking awkward people. Say they might be aliens or alien androids, like a fucking synthetic human aliens made. There's all kinds of different theories. And he was trying to blend in with lipsticks on, and it was smudged, and people were getting grossed out by him. But he's a creature / alien. Barney Hill, Betty and Barney Hill, that famous UFO sighting. They passed both of them. They were a interracial couple, so they got like slandered because this was like the 1950s or 60s, and they were an interracial couple. So the tabloids fucking slandered them. But they passed all their lie detectors tests and all kinds of shit. And I think there was physical damage on their car and all that. So anyway, this has been the Factoid Corner. I know I promised a UFO episode, but hey, people, you're going to have to, if I say something on here, don't take it as gospel. Sorry, I don't want to lie to you. I'm not lying. I'm at the time I say it, I'm not lying. But my shit, when I did that screen grab last time with that UFO on Hulu and Showtime, when I uploaded it to YouTube, it got a copyright claim, and it might not even be available. That video is coming out this Thursday, and it might not even be available on mobile phones, it says. So I'm trying to wait and see, like, what the fuck is that? Because I'm not, like, profiting off of this at all. My shit's not monetized. And I'm commenting on it, so I think that should make it fair domain from what I understand. But I don't know. So I'm waiting on that to do the fucking UFO episode. So sorry for fibbing. Let's get into strange news. Let's get into high strangeness. We are back with our favorite website, All Things Interesting. Remember we had the lady who fell in love with aliens or something like that? She wanted to fall in love with aliens, something like that we did in the back. And then the guy who chopped up people and put them into hamburgers and fed them to people at a hamburger shop. What a world. Okay. So let's see all the interesting oddities and news we have today. Okay, recently in news, Peruvian pipeline workers unearth an 18-year-old mass grave containing remains of 8 people. It's not crazy, but that's cool. That is cool. I will say that. Uncovered in an ancient city of Chilica. I don't know. I'm not good at that kind of shit. These bodies were buried with a wealth of funerary offerings, including food, shells, and a variety of musical instruments. While working on the pipelines near Peruvian... Jesus Christ. This is how it is in my head. No, in my head, I'm good. Out loud, I was never good. This is how I was in, elementary school reading. Like in my head, I can read it fine. I can't even talk straight, really. You know what I mean? So reading, I was just like, ding, ding, ding. It was a fucking nightmare. But while working on pipelines near the Peruvian capital of Lima, the natural gas company Caladia recently unearthed 8 sets of ancient human remains. This 800-year-old mass grave contains the bodies of both adults, children, as well as a wealth of funerary artifacts. They make you say that word funerary again. All right, but that's cool. I mean, that's not odd. I mean, it's odd. It's dope, though. It's dope. Check out the pictures. You'll be dazzled. Oh, I'm still recording, huh? It's all good. Let it keep going. Okay, what's next? Funerary artifacts. Cool. Cave explorers descend into Yemen's well of hell for the first time. The well of hell, also called the well of Barhut, is likely millions of years old and drops 367 feet into the earth. Whoa. For centuries, it's terrified locals as a possible prison for jinn or genies. Oh, I just heard that that's what they called jinn. They called genies jinn, and they were gods back in like the Muslim. I don't know what religion. Is it Muslim or Buddhism? I don't know. But they were on, Neil Gaiman's American Gods. And man, it was a pretty trip. It was a trip. Go check that show out. It came out on Stars. I read the book, you know me. I read the book. But no, the show was dope. And I think they only made 3 seasons. And they didn't finish it or something. I don't know, man. It was kind of fucked up, I think. This was before the pandemic, so shit's kind of foggy. Okay, so that's cool. They went down there. Doesn't really say what was down there, so, Yeah, stalactites, stalagmites. What you might guess. All right, this week in history. What's this? Oh, this week in history, the first human footprints in North America, Saudi Arabian rock art older than the pyramids, and real-life inspiration for biblical Sodom. 23,000-year-old footprints prove that humans were in North America far longer than we thought. That's a trip, seeing that. Though researchers long believed that humans only came to North America some 13,000 years ago, these 23,000-year-old footprints suggest that experts might have been way off. Like I said, when we talked about Neanderthals, we were mingling, baby. We were mingling, baby. That might be a Neanderthal. That's cool. All right, let's see what's next. Idaho man finds remains of bow hunter missing since 1968. Whoa, trippy. I'm not going to go into it, but that is trippy. More than 1,400 dolphins killed in bloody Faroe Islands massacre. Super sad, that one. Dolphins are pretty cool. Why the fuck would you do that? Okay, now we're going to go to the Mirror, UK. I'm kind of just scrolling through these to see if something strikes my fancy to start ranting about it. You know what I mean? Mum, M-U-M. Mum sends son 8 to school with a lavish lobster tail lunch following his request. That'd be pretty pimpin'. Scientists discover... This is NPR too, so this ain't like that all things interesting that might be fake shit. This is NPR. You know, the real news. The real news. Take that with a grain of salt. Scientists discover a fossil of a 4-legged whale with a raptor-like eating style. This shit is fucking wild, man. Like, if that's not proof of evolution, what the fuck more do you need? Like, you know what I mean? Speaking of evolution, we regret to inform you that your nightmares are about to get worse. Not mine. I'm dreaming, baby. I'll ride that bitch like Dune. The whale has legs. Authors say. In other words, these walking whales had a strong raptorial feeding style. I never heard that word. That's dope. Raptorial. We discovered how fierce and deadly its powerful jaws are, capable of tearing a wide range of prey apart. This whale was a god of death to most of the animals that lived in its area. That's dope, man. Sick with it, man. That's a sick ass fool right there. Speaking of like evolution and shit, you know, I read Sex at Dawn, you know, and it's really fucked up, man. But it's like, you know, it makes sense. I know it's hella controversial because it's kind of like promoting. I know like women say like, oh, my dude wants me to read this because of blah, blah, blah. He wants a polyamorous relationship. You know what I mean? Because it does sound like it basically says monogamy, which I don't believe, by the way. It basically says monogamy goes against our nature. You know what I mean? Our human nature to procreate and fuck. Like, there's a whole scene about like when we were cavemen, and the reason we have a fucking bell, like a fucking, you know, a head on the ends of our dicks with like a ridge, the ridges, you know what I'm talking about? God damn, I can't. The helmet of our penises and our peniles are for scooping out other guys' sperm. Because, like, evolutionary, you want to scoop out that sperm and shoot your sperm in it to be, you know, to get the girl pregnant. And so, yeah, like, back in the day, tribes and shit, not tribes, but, like, villages, I guess you would say tribes, but they would all raise the kids. Like, nobody knew you knew who the mom was, but nobody knew who the dad was. You know, it could have been anybody. So the whole community raised that kid like it's their own. You know what I mean? It's kind of a beautiful thing if you think of it like that. But there was also mad raping and stuff like that because we're animals and shit. It was I'm not excusing that rape and shit. And I'm saying, you know, that was their argument for where it goes against our... I mean, they go deep into the arguments about being polyamorous and not monogamous. But I say to that, like, yeah, we were animals raped and pillaged. Not pillaged so much back then. I'm talking early, man. You know what I mean? But I'm talking caveman, Neanderthal mingling days. You know what I mean? Just discovering fire, man, kind of shit, you know? But yeah, we were brutal. Like fucking monkeys are brutal, you know what I mean? They fucking killed other monkeys' kids and stuff. I don't think they kill their own. Maybe the males might if they get angry or something, but you know, monkeys can be fucking brutal, except for bonobos. They just want to fuck, baby. But anyway, they go into all these evolutionary things of why we shouldn't be monogamous. And it is crazy. It's crazy to think about. But, you know, I also say like we were uncivilized back then. There's a lot of things we did back then that we're progressing as a species. And if we want to get to that next level, we have to keep progressing. So, yeah, I'm not saying we should all fucking, you know, just all like 10 dudes gang bang one girl. Unless that's your thing, do it, you know. No judgment here. Do whatever you want, as long as it's not hurting nobody. But yeah, evolution is a trip, man. And I think like if you don't believe in evolution, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like you say, if you think in the Bible is only 5,000 years old, I mean, that's cool. I know people who are hella religious. I have family members who are hella religious. It's all good. Like, I'm not talking shit on that, but you can't say the world's only 5,000 years old. I mean, if you don't believe in evolution, just look at what we did to dogs. Dogs are all descendants of wolves. All dogs are wolves. How do you go from a wolf? This is us domesticating dogs and breeding dogs and interbreeding dogs and you know, trying to create different breeds of dogs. We went in a few thousand years from wolf to pug. You know what I mean? How do you go from wolf to pug? My mom has 2 pugs. They don't run around like wolves, I'll tell you that much. Look at little Bazooka with her long ears. I don't know why I'm slipping into my East Coast accent, but, you know, evolution is a trip. So anyway, everybody watch all those movies I told you about in TV shows. They're fantastic. Fuck the haters, Tasha. No, not fuck Tasha. I can't say that. That's my sister. God damn it. Calm down. You say something again about my sister, I'll fuck you up. But yo, watch all my recommendations for real. And watch Children of Men. It's a classic movie if you haven't seen it. Clive Owen's a G. I wish he would do more stuff. Oh, wait, he just did some Stephen King movie or show. I can't remember it. Apple TV has a bunch of cool shit coming out. I'm excited for that shit. So anyway, salutations, everyone. Hope you have a great work week because I'm feeling it right now. I'm overwhelmed, you know. But anyway, maybe I should cut that. No. Anyway. I love you all. I love you all immensely. Bazooka loves you all immensely. She wishes she could sneeze snot bubbles into your mouth. That's what she does to me every morning. All right. Anyway, Catacomb Cult. Peace out, everybody. Love you.
Established in 399 BC, this is the Catacomb Cult.